Hi there, folks. It's David Oestreicher from sunny Thornhill, Ontario. Visiting in North America for a few weeks, out of Carmiel and into Canada. It's nice here. The folks are great. I miss home in Israel. And we're in the midst of a very, very busy time now in the Parsha. We're up to Matos Masai, the final parshiot of the book of Bamidbar. We're entering into the book of Devarim next week, and there's a lot of background noise because we're in a big city now. But probably the most dramatic thing is that with the tomorrow begins the month of Av and the 9 days leading up to Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, which we'll talk about a little bit more next week. But it is the time when the mourning for the destruction of the temple intensifies, both temples. It's also the time when I feel we should be recognizing with gratitude the changes that have happened in the last 70 years with the State of Israel and the creation of the State of Israel. It should be noted that over the 70 years that preceded the creation of the State of Israel, nearly 10 million Jews were killed because they were Jews, a tragedy. But it should also be recognized that in the 70 years since that time, less than 50,000 Jews were killed because they were Jews. What is the difference? The difference is, in fact, the State of Israel. The difference is the difference is the IDF, and that the blood of Jews is no longer cheap. What happens in these parshiot is so much. It begins with the issue of vows, how good a Jew's word must be. It goes on to tell Moshe that the time has come for him to take revenge against the Midianites, and that story proceeds, and that after that he will be gathered to his fathers. In the second part of the readings, Masai, we get the description of the entire travel in the desert in shorthand, followed by the description of the cities of refuge, that if somebody were to commit manslaughter, that is to say kill somebody by mistake, they would flee to the city of refuge and be protected there. Those cities were cities that were really run by the Levim. What's interesting is that the description is that there are 6 cities of refuge initially, and later on another 48 are added. It's a strange idea. Why during Messianic times would you need so many more cities of refuge when we think the world will be at peace? Well, there's an interesting coincidence that the sages pointed out to the numbers 6 and 48. And maybe it's an indication of what these cities mean. City of refuge of 6 at the beginning, and then 48 later on. We suppose it's during the times of Mashiach. What's the significance? The number 6, right? 6 is important because it represents the first paragraph of Shema. 48 represents the second. There are 48 words in the second paragraph of Shema. What do we learn from this? That maybe the cities of refuge are not simply places to go to avoid revenge from those that you might have killed by mistake, but also cities of peace and comfort. And that, in fact, we will need more of during the times of Mashiach. And they represent 2 forms of that comfort. But rather than a place to hide from vengeance, it may be a place of absorption, of absorbing spirituality, of learning from the Levium, of finding a break from the hurly-burly of daily life, and to find peace within oneself. This is a time, as we approach the tragic time of the destruction, the Khorban of the two temples, that we need this peace, we need this confidence. We should seek it within ourselves, we should seek it through personal communion with God, and we should seek it through the knowledge that Eretz Yisrael is being rebuilt, and that there's a home for every Jew there. I want to wish you all a good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. Looking forward to seeing you next week. David Ostreicher, outside of Carmiel, in the rest of the world. Take care. Shabbat Shalom.